Hello and welcome back to the Introvert Circus. So I am having a very busy week with my dogs. We are in the process of packing up and moving to a new house. I'm going to make a video about moving with dogs actually, probably later this week or early next week. If you follow me on other places on social media, all the links are below to my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and my dog's Instagram. You know that we just moved in September from New York City to Portland, Oregon, and we're moving again. Thankfully, not 3,000 miles, just 10 blocks. We were able to sell our house in Brooklyn. We found our dream house and our dog's dream house here in Portland. We purchased it. We closed a week ago, and we're in the process of moving in, which is so exciting. The new house is just perfect for the dogs in lots of ways. In terms of layout, we have a dog room. I will make a whole video about that. But that aside, so I'm in the middle of moving, and of course, I'm also thinking about dogs. I've been doing a lot of rally practice with my youngest. Her first rally trial is in 1 week from today. Maybe I will insert a cute little clip here from training today.
Yay, good girl. Yes, upbreak. Yes. Oh, good girl. Upbreak. Yay, upbreak. Yay. Oh, good girl. Least favorite sign ever. Good job. Upbreak. Yay, good girl. Yes. Oh, you're on fire, good girl. Upbreak. Upbreak. Yes.
And as I'm doing that, I'm also thinking a lot about how unfair of expectations a lot of people have for their dogs. And I'm not talking about, so that is a whole separate topic, people who don't train their dogs and magically expect them to know how to do things, or people who get a dog or a puppy and expect that dog to come, pre-programmed, knowing how to sit and down and be house trained and all of those things. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole separate topic, and I could make a video about it. But in this instance, I'm really thinking about people who have unrealistic goals and expectations, and ultimately their dogs end up suffering from that. And this video was in part prompted by a conversation that I saw having taken place on Facebook in a sport training community, and a person had posted saying that their number one goal for getting their next dog was to have a therapy dog. Fantastic goal. Therapy dogs are amazing. They do incredible work that's really, really important and enriches the lives of thousands and thousands of people in hospitals and nursing homes and schools and any number of other settings where trained therapy dogs go in and provide comfort and support. Therapy dogs are wonderful. So this person's number one goal is to have a therapy dog. That's a great goal. And then the secondary piece of it was that the second part of their goal, or not part of their goal, but the secondary piece was that they wanted to get a Great Pyrenees. So Great Pyrenees are fantastic dogs. They're very, very cool. I'm a huge fan of them. As you know, I have a giant dog. I love giant dogs. Great Pyrenees have really particular things that they are bred to do. Namely, they are bred to guard livestock. They are independent. They are not exactly what I would consider just overall temperament-wise ideal therapy dogs. Which isn't to say, before all the Great Pyrenees people, I think you'll agree with me, Great Pyrenees are amazing, and there are Great Pyrenees who are fantastic therapy dogs. But the breed on the whole is not exactly, just temperament-wise, what they're bred to do, not the best suited for that work. If your number one goal is to have a therapy dog, then I would encourage you to think about other breeds. Look at, well-bred golden retrievers. Look at well-bred labs. for example, because you're looking for a really particular skill set and temperament. And Great Pyrenees are just not bred for that. I was having a conversation actually about this thread on my Facebook, and somebody else talked about they're very involved in their breed club, and somebody wanted to also do therapy work, have a therapy dog, and they were getting a Shiba Inu. That's a choice. Not exactly what those dogs are bred to do. And I think that a lot of times people end up failing their dogs because they get excited about how a dog looks. And they get a dog based on what that dog looks like, and not what that dog is actually bred to do. And the end result, if that person is willing to reconfigure their own expectations, can be just fine. But unfortunately, a lot of times dogs end up suffering the consequences because they can't live up to this idea that a person had of what they were going to do with their dog. And it's, this classic dog training, philosophy of train the dog in front of you. Not the dog in your head or in your past or in your, in your imagination. Train the dog in front of you. Be present with the dog in front of you, and don't discount what your dog might be able to do. I'm not saying to sort of have breedist expectations of saying, well, because my dog is insert breed, they can't do X. I'm not saying that at all. My first agility dog was a miniature schnauzer. Not like your ideal agility dog in a lot of ways. He was wonderful. We had a ton of fun together. I was a junior handler. We ended up competing all the way up through master's levels, and we had a lot of fun, and he was great. And he wasn't ever going to also be a serious agility competitor. We were never going to go win nationals, and that was fine. That was never a priority for me. And so, it's not about holding our dogs back, but it's also about being present with the dogs that we choose to bring into our lives. My rally dog is a young Newfoundland. Newfoundlands are fantastic. They're amazing working dogs. She's never going to walk into the ring and be a border collie or be a golden retriever. And that's great. I don't want a golden retriever. I don't want a border collie. I love both those breeds, but that's not what I want to share my home and my life with. And I really get excited about working with my young working dog and figuring out what is her motivation. She's incredibly smart. How do I make this a game for her? And rally is her favorite sport. We do a lot of different sports, and she's gonna call me on messing up, and if I mess up, she's gonna go find another game to play, which is fair. She is so much fun, but I'm not expecting her to have sort of like the response time of my really good friends border collies. That would be ridiculous. But it's that same thing. Similarly, I wouldn't expect their border collies to have a water retrieve the way that my Noof has an very natural, organic, automatic retrieve in the water. She just does. You throw the buoy and she is on it, and she will bring it back as many times as that buoy is thrown, and loves it. Favorite thing. We're really excited actually to be in the Pacific Northwest and to be starting to do water work this spring. But that's another note. Anyway, so all of this is to say, that I think that the most important thing is when you're thinking about getting a dog and you want to be involved, just in general, if you're thinking about getting a dog, and certainly if you're thinking about being involved in dog sports of some kind or training, what are your priorities? What is your number one goal? And then find a breed of dog that is able to meet you there and have that, be increasing your odds. And there's no guarantees. There's absolutely no guarantees. Genetics only take us so far. And so you have to, again, train the dog in front of you and be present and love the dog in front of you. But you can do things to increase the odds that you're going to end up with a dog that enjoys and is successful at whatever it is you want to do. If you get a dog who is temperament-wise, genetically predisposed to be good at that, I wouldn't want to go do Earth Dog with my Chihuahua. He's an awesome dog. He has zero interest in any kind of go to ground work. He has zero interest in barn hunt. That would not be fun for him. I would never ask him to do that. You know, so those are the things that I think people who are just getting into dogs can sort of make that mistake of, it's just not the right dog for you. If that's your goal, that's a great goal to have. Find a breed of dog that can do that. Or that is more likely to enjoy doing that. So that's my little rant for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Building this channel in 2019 is one of my goals with my dogs. I love sharing about dogs. I write for a lot of dog magazines, and so bringing my love of dogs to YouTube felt really natural. So I hope you're having a great day with your dogs. Happy training!